I have a few things I want to talk about today, okay? I got a few things I want to talk about today. First off, I have a message to Dave Roberts. Consider a new bullpen. Second off, I have a message to all of you guys. It's actually kind of some drama. Should I start off with classic drama? Spill the tea. So if you've been following me on Twitter throughout the entirety of my YouTube only live streaming tenure, you might notice that I used to tweet out a meme template a lot. In fact, it was this exact meme template, and I would usually reply to stream charts based off the position I was in the world for streaming. They would always post like a top 10 YouTube streamers, and then I would post like this because I would end up being like 9th or 8th sometimes, mostly losing to VTubers in Japan and Indonesian streamers. I probably posted that shit 15 damn times, maybe more. Anyway, because of that, I developed, a back and forth with stream charts. Now, stream charts, okay? Stream charts is a aggregator, kind of like Sully Gnome, of like viewership, but across all live streaming platforms, right? Sully Gnome's just for Twitch, Twitch Trackers just for Twitch. Sully Gnome does it for YouTube live streams, for Kick live streams, and for Twitch live streams. Maybe Rumble too, I don't know. I don't check. And they DM me. Now, they never DM me. These guys never hit me up, The only time they ever hit me up is when they said thank you because I used their service in a video. I bought their service, which, by the way, okay, is insanely priced. Like, this is clearly something that, industry professionals
Release
buy.
the list.
Bro, I spent, look at the pricing real quick. I'll just show it to you. Look at the pricing. If you want unlimited access, priority support, and CSV download for 54 plus million channels and other units, for YouTube Live, it's $500. Twitch, $300. Look at the cost. You want to start adding things in like contact information? GG. $300 a month. Sheet. Obviously it's not something the average person is going to use, right? It's a business expense. It's kind of like pricing those consumers, whatever. I've never heard of half those streaming sites. Wait, me neither. Hold up. I know YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Rumble. I don't think I know Soup. I know Nemo TV. I know Steam TV. What the fuck is Trovo? Who's the biggest Trovo streamer in the world? Do you think we mog? Trovo. How do I check all? All categories. Let's go viewers high to low. 58,000. Oh, is it like Russian mainly? How do I check like individual streamers? How many viewers do you even have? I can't tell. Banger. What is this song? This song rules. Anyway, they DM me because they have been doing a deep dive on viewbotting. Now, viewbotting obviously has been a big conversation point, but I haven't seen a lot of people talk about their reporting here. Now, they made this huge report. I'll show you. They made a 66 slide report called The Hidden Cost of Viewbotting, which was a collab with Audience.ly. And, the main goal of the report is ultimately to expose the realities of viewbotting, show that viewbotting is on the rise, show their methodology for how viewbotting occurs in the first place and how to check which channels viewbot. And then at the end, because they're a business, show a way you could purchase a subscription to check if people are viewbotting, right? So basically, if you are the marketing manager of Cheetos and you want to do a collab in the gaming sphere, you can download this, see who's viewbotting, avoid those people, so that way you have the biggest bang for your buck for Cheetos. How reliable is this? I would call stream charts a very, what's the word? Not honorable. What's the word? Not honorable. They're good at what they do. Credible. Thank you. They're credible. They are a credible company. They're not making up data. They just have an insane amount of data they've scraped that they're formulating for the average person or whatever. They're legit, okay? Does that make fucking sense? They're fucking legit. Anyway, look, this is not What they don't do in this 66-page dissertation is like, they're not like phase lacy bots, XQC bots, squeaks bot. They don't do that. They're not like randomly calling out like a handful of people. They're giving a broader look at the entirety of platforms, all right? And showing their methodology to show you the overall amount of people botting. So anyway, I read through it a bit, skimmed through it, and I found a few pages that I saw that were interesting. So we're gonna go through these together. First one here, data confirms viewbotting is spreading. Viewbotting is actually more of a problem than it has ever been. Now, the way that they determine if someone is viewbotting, we can read through right here. To better understand the scale of viewbotting on Twitch, we conducted an analysis using one of the auxiliary metrics for deciding suspicious activity. Authorized user, the number of logged in Twitch users watching the stream directly on the platform, and the authorized to all viewers ratio, the percentage of total viewers who are logged in during a stream. The logic is straightforward. The lower the percentage, the higher likelihood that the broadcast is filled with bots or is benefiting from so-called legal viewbotting, where a stream is embedded on a high traffic site and autoplays for visitors who are not actively engaged. AKA, the higher percentage you have of authorized viewers, the more legit your stream is. Does that make sense? And I don't know if you guys have ever done it on Twitch. They ask you at some point to become an authorized viewer, which I think is connecting your cell phone to your account on a logged in account. All right? And then all viewers is just fucking everybody else. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that all the other viewers are bots, but you know, if 5% of your viewers are authorized viewers and 95% are other category, then there's a high likelihood that you are botting, which is what they're saying here. All right, high risk of bots. And they say the safe spot is when you're like 50 to, I don't know what this is, maybe 50 to 75, 50 to 80% of your viewers are authorized viewers. Authorized viewers are just logged in. Phone verification makes you a verified account. Okay, thank you very much. So basically logged in accounts versus not logged in accounts. Borderline cases exist. A legitimate streamer may show a ratio under 50% if their broadcast is featured on Twitch's global or regional front page. Okay, just to be clear, Twitch's global and regional front page are also botting. Can we say that real quick? Without a shadow of a doubt. I consider when you get Twitch front page to be a form of viewbotting. Anyway, while viewbotting is prohibited on Twitch, embedded streams remain a permitted, though controversial, promotional method. Let's take example, Fextra Life. Okay? This was the Fextra Life strat. They would have a guide, right? Elden Ring would drop. You would go to Fextra Life to look up like Elden Ring Millennia, how to beat. And then on there, they would have a stream that was embedded. I actually think they stopped doing that. I don't think they still do that anymore. But they became like the main wiki who was basically just farming, I think, ad revenue off that shit. Unusually high ratios exceeding 100% can occur, while sometimes that could indicate fraud. There are legitimate explanations that can include channels running frequent giveaways or participating in Twitch drops, Twitch raids, Twitch anti-botting measures in multi-streaming. Okay, boom. That's the methodology. Now let's see how it affects Twitch. So they measured every Twitch channel with over 50 average viewers throughout the past 2 years, okay? From quarter 1, 2023 to now. They measured 50 plus. They have flagged, okay? And again, flagging is when it's between 0 and 50% verified users, logged in users. Over, I don't know what this number is, like 70% of streams, 60% of streams, basically 46,000 streams of the like 64,000 people who go live as suspicious during at least one broadcast. Okay? That the bar for that is literally one broadcast. Literally one broadcast. Each quarter, Stream Charts identifies between 40 and 50,000 channels with an average audience from 50 viewers suspected of viewbotting, with 5 to 10% confirmed to be heavily involved. So basically, this is normal. There's no problems at all for those channels. This is suspicious. They've had like one or a handful of streams that might seem unusual or botted. And confirmed is when they are consistently marked as being botted. The only thing I think matters here is the bright pink. All right, I'll be honest. Because these could be outliers. They could be, I don't know, fucking front page. It could be You know what happens a lot? I'll tell you some real shit. Sometimes when streamers do sponsored streams, the marketing company that the sponsor hires viewbots the streamer. That happens a bunch. That's it. So like, you know, it would not surprise me if that was a large portion of them. But anyway, the bright pink is what matters. And the bright pink is what also is getting bigger. Like you can see quarter over quarter, it is becoming more and more commonplace. Now, of course, the overall number is also increasing, you know, of people streaming and whatnot. But like that's kind of crazy to me. That botting is more prevalent than ever. You know, I know it's like a never-ending war, but I thought Twitch would be cracking down on it more and more. Like it'd be harder to bot now than it would be, you know, a few years ago. Over 4,400 streamers displayed clear signs of persistent view botting. 4,400 people, characterized by flat, fluctuation-free, authorized viewer graphs, representing 10% of the suspicious group. This is the first time the share has exceeded 10% in a quarter. So Q2 2025, 10% of streamers displayed clear signs of persistent view botting. Although altogether, the suspicious group was responsible for more than 30 million hours watch time in Q2, an enormous figure compared to the weekly performance of some of the Netflix top performing series. Bro, that's crazy. 10% of streamers being suspicious is kind of insane, no? 10%'s a lot. 3.8% are identified as definite viewbotters. And the way they determine definite viewbotters, I think they show it later, is this graph. I think they have other examples of it. But like basically when you stream, it is very weird when you instantly get viewers in the first few minutes, right? And if the graph is flat for average viewership. A normal stream looks more like this, right? You start low, it's this green line here. It goes up, sometimes people leave, it goes up. This is a normal stream. And you know, I can show mine as an example. Like this is sort of this natural curve, right? And then it'll go up, and then I'll go to the bathroom, it'll dip. I'll play baby steps, it'll go up. I'll play a game from a German developer, it'll go down. It is what it is. You know, these things go up and down. They fluctuate. But for some streamers, that shit is a flat fucking line, bro. That shit is a flat line because they're botting. Now, it's bad on Twitch. All right. It's bad on Twitch and getting worse on Twitch. Twitch made a statement. We aim to be the most proactive in approach to combating viewbots on our service. This is an ongoing investment for our teams. I'm not going to read the rest because it's a fucking boring ass statement. And I don't know how much they're actually doing because it's worse than ever. But what's more interesting, or maybe equally interesting, this was the graph for Twitch, right? This is the graph for Kick. In quarter to 2025, 1 in every 6 Kick streamers are marked as high risk of viewbotting, as likely to be viewbotting. Which, by the way, I feel like Kick had a reputation, or maybe has a reputation of viewbotting. Was not the case before. Like maybe this is a case of like, you know, reputation preceding action. And because everyone thinks everyone viewbots, now everyone does viewbot. But it wasn't the case even a quarter ago. Like the number tripled between Q1 and Q2. Like tripled, bro. That's insane. That's a crazy jump. The data clearly demonstrated that viewbotting is not only a persistent issue, but one that continues to grow, affecting an increasing number of streamers and platforms alike. While Twitch remains a primary battleground due to its size and influence, the problem extends far beyond a single service. Other streaming platforms, including emerging competitors, also face similar challenges as fraudulent viewership tactics evolve and adapt, which is kind of insane. Now, again, nobody is specifically called out by name. If you ever wanted to check if someone viewbotted, you could, just to be very transparent. Like as a viewer, you have the ability to tell if somebody viewbots. You can deadass just go to like Sully find a streamer, and then look at their viewership line over the course of a stream. I probably shouldn't do someone in the middle of a marathon stream. But like you can just pull up, I don't know, I'm picking random ass streamers. You can just pull up, you can click on one stream, and then you can just look at the curve of that stream. And it's like, okay, when they first start, is it a slow progressive climb? Does it fluctuate throughout? Then it's like, okay, maybe it's good. If it's a flat fucking line and they reach their max viewership at the start of stream, they might be botting. Okay? You know, they might be botting. It's hard to tell. I don't think this one's egregious enough, by the way. I don't think Vanilla Mace is botting. Or getting botted. Pull up Kai Cenat. I don't think Kai's botting, but I also think it'd be very hard to tell during a marathon stream because the graph is not ending. It never ends. You know what I'm saying? There's no start to a graph on a subathon. Oh, God. Now, honest to God, I am not the Viewbotter, obviously. Obviously, mine is very legit. We all know this. Surely not a Viewbotter here. Now, I've seen graphs of people who do Viewbot, and obviously it changes because Twitch removes, you know, botting services, and so it's not like every stream, but I'm not here to play fucking investigator and just pull up random streams and tell you who's botting, who's not. You can do that methodology yourself. However, they do tell you where they're most common. All right. And on these categories, okay, not too much of a surprise, the most popular category where botting occurs is the virtual casino, where 13% of all traffic is bots. Just chatting, 10% of all traffic is bots. Counter-Strike, 9%. Smaller, but still somewhat high number, GTA. So it's like it exists, you know, it exists in a lot of different categories. Now, ultimately, shouldn't affect us. Shouldn't affect me. The real issue with viewbotting is if sponsors think that people are viewbotting, they'll not spend as much money, right? Because they don't want to get fucked over, right? It's basically fraud. It's basically fraud if you are saying, hey, I have 15,000 viewers instead of 7,000 viewers, and the amount that you get paid is like going to double, even though the value that they get is actually half because the viewers are fake. So it doesn't affect me or my partners. I think part of that too is because I'm on YouTube, where I think it's a bit harder to bot, but it could affect like the platform as a whole. Are clips getting botted? I think on TikTok, 100%. I think clips get botted, honest to God, by the clippers. I think there are people, you know, who want to make a full-time life by just fucking clipping content with AI clips, and to get like an edge early, they just bought their shit so that it's like, you know, more impactful in an algorithm. Like it happens all the fucking time. So why did they DM this to you? Okay, they didn't DM it to me being like, Ludwig, we're on to you. They DM'd it to me because I think they put a lot of work into it, and they're giving out the paper for free, I guess as a way to promote their, you know, let's find out if this streamer's botted service or whatever. I'm not botting. Bro, if I was botting, I wouldn't put myself at 4,400 viewers. I'd go for like 5,400. YouTube is probably harder to bot. Dude, you know what I don't understand on the one thing I don't understand about botting, because I understand botting. I understand why people do it. I understand the value that comes from it. What I do not understand is YouTube comment bots. I don't get it. I don't get why they do it. Like what could possibly be the value of having a YouTube comment that just copies the top comment and the profile picture is butt cheeks that are squeezed together? Like, why would you do that? Engagement for what? What do you get for fucking likes on a comment? You don't get shit. You don't get paid for that. I don't get it. I don't get it. You can edit the comment after. So they like edit the comment and promote some shit maybe, and it's at the top. And it's like a crypto scam or something, maybe? I don't, clearly there's some value. Clearly. Because it's on every YouTube channel on the fucking website, and YouTube has yet to do jack shit about it. But I've never seen personally the payoff. You know, maybe I just haven't been duped or something. I've just never seen the payoff. Okay, so maybe this is one. Hold on, I'm analyzing. This is Sambucha's video. This is a bot. The reason there's no one there is because the weather, because it's September and the city's way more populated. Liza, if you're, oh God, damn. Click if you're ready, if you're 18 and curious. And then it links to, God, I shouldn't click this. I feel like this is going to be a fucking bad idea. Oh, no. Did you click? I clicked and it said, are you sure you want to leave YouTube? And I said, no, bring me back. I'm scared. Mom, can you pick me up? Mom, can you pick me up, please? I'm scared. I think I clicked the wrong link. Please. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. We'll see how Twitch, Kick, any, YouTube handle that.